Hi there. So I wanted to go over some of the citation information that I expect in my class. This particular video is specific to the full citations, the proper citations that I want for MLA. This uses MLA8, which is their latest edition. So this is going to give you the basic information for the citations for electronic sources, since most of your work is going to be found online. What you're going to actually do is you want to try to include all of these details that have these bullets, but sometimes you're not going to find that information. And so I'm going to tell you what you will always find and what you sometimes might not find and what you do if you can't find it. So the first bullet that you'll have is an author or an editor's name, if it's available. Sometimes it's not available. Sometimes it'll say staff. That's not an author, so you won't have to include it in the full citation. If the article has an author, then you're going to put the author's last name, comma, first name. So if it's Patrick Carey, you're going to put Carey, comma, Patrick, period. If it's not there, you're going to skip it. Is there an article? If there is an article title, you're going to put it in quotation marks. And then you're going to put a period inside the quotation marks at the end. Because remember, you should know at this point that commas and periods always go inside of quotation marks, not after them. So it's the same in the citation, but you're going to put a period. Some things don't have article titles. If you found a great mission statement and you're going to use it to support an argument you have, then you won't have an article title because the mission statement is not an article. It's just a statement. If there is an article title, you're going to capitalize it the way you would in elementary school, the first letter of all the words, whether they do it or not, because remember, they're trying to make it look aesthetically pleasing online as well. You're going to do it correctly. So you're going to add the article name if in fact you have, you have one, but you might not have one. Maybe then your first thing in your citation might be the title of the website or project or the book. That's going to be in italics. You will always have a website name if you're doing online research, as you should. So you're going to put the title of that website in italics. This is now considered the container. It contains the information that you've cited. So after this, you're going to start putting commas in punctuation. I'll talk about that a little later. What you're not going to do is you're not going to include any .coms, .nets, .govs, .orgs. You're not going to include any of that. The reason for that is because that's actually part of the address or the domain. You're not going to the website suicide.org.org. You're going to suicide.org, let's just say. Even though on the home page it says suicide.org, the actual name of the website is Suicide. When you came to Pacific Coast High School and you're on their Canvas account, you're at pchs.instructure.com. The name of the website is pchs.instructure. Okay? So you're going to put that in italics. You're going to leave all of this off, and you're going to move on. I do not want any URLs. Excuse me. I know that some of you have been told by your teachers to include them. It's not wrong to include them, and it's not wrong not to. I don't want them, so please leave them off. I'm sorry. It's taken me 4 times to make this video, so I am not going to stop again because I'm coughed. Okay, are there any version numbers? Are there any volume numbers, issue numbers? If there are, they're going to be at the very top of the page, most likely, or the very bottom. If you can't find it very quickly, don't worry about it. It probably doesn't have it. If they do have them, you're going to separate them each by commas. Publisher information, including the publisher name or the publishing date. If it's available, you're going to put that information. If it's not, you're going to skip it. Note any page numbers if they're available. If they aren't, then you're going to skip it. And the date you accessed the material. If you have a publishing date here and you have the date, you'll always have the date that you accessed it. You need to make sure you use the right format, and it needs to be formal. It can't be a number, a slash, a number, a slash, a number. We don't do that with citations, for proper citations. So here's a citation with an author. Susan Clark was the author. How to Make Chili was the name of the article. I know that because of the quotation marks, period inside the quotation marks. How is the name of the website. It's the container, so now I'm going to see a bunch of commas. So here's a comma. This is a publishing date because it's right after the website. And this is the date that the information was accessed. So I've got my comma between the publishing date, the word accessed, and then the other date. Notice how the dates are the same formatting. So if there's no author, you skip it. If it shows staff, you skip it. If there's no article title, you skip that too. So if it didn't have an article, if it didn't have an author, and it didn't have the title, this would have literally started right here with how. Okay? You always have a website name. Do not include the URL, and do not include the .anythings, just the name of the website. Put commas after the website and add the word accessed, and then put the date you found the information. I do not want you using any online generators to make your citations. Citation Machine, EasyBib, BibMe, I don't like them. They carry over code, and to be honest with you, as a student, I think it wastes your time because you end up having to put in all this information anyway. When you can make a sentence out of this, you just have to sort of remember, and this will get more obvious to you as you go. The ones that you're probably going to use in this class primarily will or will not have an author, will or will not have an article title, will obviously have the name of a website, might have a publishing date, and it'll have the date that you've accessed it. So this might be the extent of a full citation for you. This might be a full citation. Or you might have something as small as this, and the date you accessed it. Or you could even have something as small as a website in italics, comma, and the word accessed and the date you accessed it. It could be as small as that, and it's full. It's considered a full proper citation. You just got to go through these things and make sure you have all these details. Thanks very much. I hope that this alleviates some of your stress about doing citations.